According to dictionary.com, leadership is defined as the action of leading a group of people or an organization. But what I wanted to know is what makes a good leader? Is it their knowledge of the matter, their personal background, or is it their sheer drive? For this presentation, I decided to interview my boss and my mom, Josephine Johnson. Josephine has been the Vice President of MBA Insurance for the last 8 years, and that title did not come easy to her. She was one of 5 children who grew up in an extremely poor household. Her mother was always working to try to support the family, but when she was around, she constantly told Josephine how insignificant her life was and how she would never aspire to be anything. But luckily for Josephine, she had the love and support of her best friend's family. They spent time teaching her things. They spent time making her feel smart. They gave her that confidence she needed in herself to feel like she could aspire to be something. Her friend's family showed her everything she wanted for her life, and her family showed her everything she didn't want for her life. Coming from a poor family, Josephine always felt like college was out of the question for her, so she never went. Instead, she spent all of her time and effort into becoming the best worker she could be. Without the college background, she had to start every job with the bottom, but that only fueled her passion to want to do better. She knew every time she had to start a new job that she would do whatever it took to move up in the company. Because of this drive she needed to obtain her goals, she ultimately ended up working her way up the ladder and becoming vice president of a multi-million-dollar company. Along with being vice president means she has to supervise everyone from the top all the way down to the front desk receptionist, and that's no small feat. So what makes her a good leader? After working for Josephine for the last 7 years, I already knew she was a good leader. But in the course of my interview, she explained to me what I already knew. She was a democratic leader. She wants to talk to everyone to see what's going on, what's working for the company and what's not. She wants her employees to feel like they can come and talk to her if they feel like a change is warranted. And when this happens, Josephine is more than willing to make the change if she feels it's warranted. And then she likes to highlight the person who brought about the change. She feels that it's important to acknowledge the change that this employee decided to bring upon the company. I know from my personal experience, having a leader who is willing to listen to my opinions and make me feel valued and appreciated, and I know the rest of Josephine's employees feel the same way. Josephine also said to be true to who you are. The previous vice president was extremely tough and closed-minded. It was her way or the highway. So when Josephine first got to her position as vice president, she felt like she had to be that strict, no BS boss. But she realized really fast that that didn't work for her, and she didn't want to be fake with her employees. She learned that if she was straightforward with everyone, they actually respected her more than if she was trying to be someone she wasn't. She had that strict boss, that know-it-all, and she knew firsthand how that only separated the leader from the followers even more. And for her in particular, it made her feel like she was less willing to do more for that boss. Being a good leader is not only about just leading people, it's also about inspiring them to want to do more and aspiring them to achieve more, maybe to go for that promotion or be that manager for everybody. Josephine always wants to be a good resource for the company. She wants to be able to leave the company a better place than it was before she came. And she said she feels like she's doing that by being a good reference for the company. She wants to make sure she knows all the ins and outs of the company. And this is a really important aspect of being a leader. You have to not only be able to lead your followers, but you also have to know what they're doing, what's going on, the ins and outs. You need to know what's going on in their lives as well. From my interview with Josephine, I have concluded that there are many aspects to being a good leader, but I believe that having the sheer drive to do whatever it takes is what makes Josephine the superior leader she is today. Without a college degree, she had to work harder than everyone else around her to prove to her the kind of person she is. And because she had to work so hard to get to where she is today, she's more than willing to help any of her followers succeed too.